Happy Monday. It's actually Dad's birthday. I know I was supposed to post this yesterday, but you know, a little late. So hopefully I'll upload this soon. I'm just making a playlist for berries because I have one of my first berries classes in like over a month, or it's been exactly a month. Yeah, exactly a month. And we're doing online classes, which is cool. It's all body weight, so it's a little challenging. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes because it's 35 minutes of straight just body weight. But it's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be fun. I'll show you my playlist and workout that I'm doing. Okay, so right now I have a timer going on my phone. I've already figured out this first half of the music to match up with this bit of work. It's the ending, but I'm very like anal about the music matching up perfectly. So I'm replaying it, and I've heard these songs like 4 or 5 times already today. So I decided I'd shoot a little bit of video while this is going on. So today, I guess yesterday really, was the first day I was back on social media since Ash Wednesday. So 40 days of no social media at all. And honestly, it's been more than just no social media. I usually have the radio on in my car. I usually have YouTube videos going, or like music going, just constant like noise all the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for Lent just kind of being quiet and not having all these distractions. I mean, social media, I guess for, you know, like a social influence person, like is challenging. So many areas of life rely on social media for business. I mean, especially fitness. Now I'm starting real estate. We rely on social media marketing quite a bit too. So I felt like it was definitely a challenge. I mean, before quarantine, there was a charity class that I was hosting. It was with Becky's Fun, who I like, that's actually like a huge charity for me that means a lot to me. And it was during Lent though, and so I couldn't promote it, and I felt really like kind of badly. We had a good show up because I would just text random people and be like, oh, I think you should come to this class. I'm teaching an extra one on Sunday for Becky's Fun. All donations go to Becky's Fun, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it made it a little challenging. But in terms of like social media, I really didn't miss it. And yesterday was my first day back, and I like didn't feel the urge to post anything, and I didn't really. I posted on my story on Instagram, and I kind of was like realizing so quickly when I was posting it. I was at dinner with Mom and Dad and Greg for Easter, and I was like, okay, I'm, you know, not being present with them because I'm posting this story, even though it was literally like click, filter, Easter dinner, you know, but still I was like, okay, let me make sure I'm getting off my phone quickly. So I've just been really aware of being present and what it looks like. And like, I notice when Greg's scrolling on his phone, and it's kind of a habit, and I've just gotten like out of that habit, and I want to keep it. And so this morning I posted about the Bears class I'm teaching tonight, and then I was like, I looked at some of my messages on there, and then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be like scrolling through. So what I learned from these 40 days is like when I miss someone or I'm thinking of someone, I just like reach out to them. Social media is really such a distraction because I actually had a really busy morning trying to set up for my class tonight. I have to go over and pick up weights from berries, and then also I had a bunch of stuff to do for Carrie Shaw, like the real estate side of things. So I had a really busy morning, and I just realized I was like, I don't have time to even like respond to all these people right now that are DMing me, like, do it later, and I don't have time to scroll. And I saw one of my girlfriends like popped up at the top, and I had the urge to like, oh, I liked it, and then I was like, should I like see what her profile is, because I haven't looked at it in like months. I was like, I ain't got time for that, I'll do that later. And like, she's actually coming to the beach with me this weekend, so I mean, I'll see her in person. And that brings up another point that's like kind of ironic, that in this self-quarantine, being so removed from people physically, and then I was also doing this like virtual removing. I did a lot of Zoom and FaceTime dates with friends. I don't know, I still didn't feel like that isolated because I would just reach out on my own end and text and call and FaceTime and had more like meaningful conversations. So I just found that really interesting, and I'm not gonna be giving up social media for life, obviously. I'm just very like happy I did that 40-day cleanse. That's the longest I've ever done that. It's funny because even YouTube videos, like the only YouTube videos I've been watching are ours. I used to just like watch, you know, some all the time, just like have them constantly going. And they are such like a time suck because you're like scrolling through which one you want to watch. And even if I was like just brushing my teeth and having a YouTube video on or washing my face, it would just take up so much time. And also, I've just been really cautious about what kind of content I'm taking in because it really does influence my thoughts, and I'm just being like, I'm just way more like awake and aware of it. I've really learned a lot, and the whole like music in the car, I haven't been driving that much, so that hasn't really been like an issue. But just like to have some quiet and to like be in your thoughts, I really appreciated because it actually helped me really like just clear thinking. Part of my goal for Lent was to get my wedding planning done, which did not really happen at all because of Corona. And then the second part was to get my real estate license, and part of that was completed. I had to complete a 60 hours of an online course before and take their test to even be eligible for the national test. Nationals are closed right now until it was May. It's now June. Was able to get so much studying done. And work done in this like new career that I'm entering. I just thought it was really a cool experiment, and I'm definitely going to be doing social media fasts. Like I was doing 3-day fasts before Lent, so I'll probably do that quite a bit just to make sure that I'm not falling back into like the habit of, you know, mindless scrolling. And so that brings me to something I wanted to ask you. Is there something that you have done? I don't know if you really do Lent. I always like doing something for Lent because it's 40 days. It's not like a whole year commitment, but it is a challenge. Is there anything you've wanted to like see if you could do, or like even just removing something? Like just removing something out of your life that you've had so prevalent. Have you ever tried to do something like what I just did, or any type of like fasting? And it's fasting can be like, I fasted from social media for 40 days, so it doesn't have to be food related or whatever. Yeah, I'm curious if you've ever done something like this. I look forward to seeing your video this weekend or next week. If it's a little late, that's okay. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.